everyone. My name is Grant, and this is my informative speech. This is my audience.
Tara, Ashley,
Richard, Mark, Don.
We have all planned a vacation or a trip. We all have our dream destinations. But if you could take a vacation or a journey somewhere you've never been before, where would it be? Where would you go? Sure, I'd love to go to those places too. But you know what you probably didn't consider? Was a journey to outer space. That's right. How about a space flight with your friends, your family, your loved ones? During this speech, I will inform you on how all of this is possible. First, I will give you detailed information on Spaceship Two. This spaceship that will allow people like me and you to go to outer space and come back home. Second, I will explain exactly how Virgin Galactic spaceflight will transpire and what the voyage to outer space consists of. And last, I will explain who has booked flights already, how much it costs, media coverage, and when the first flight to outer space will take place. So, what is Spaceship Two? Pretty simplistic name, right? You would think. Well, it's far from simplistic. It's a scaled composite model suborbital spaceplane. It's a carbon composite constructed suborbital spaceplane, which means it is constructed of carbon fiber, which is 4 times the strength of steel at only a quarter of its weight. It's powered by a hybrid rocket, and it fits 2 crew members, 6 passengers, and goes a max speed of 2,500 miles per hour. The crew cabin is 12 feet long, with a wingspan of 27 feet, the length is 60 feet, and inside you have 17-inch windows for viewing. Now, for the unimaginable, commercial spaceflight. So what does the entire voyage consist of, and how does this all transpire? Well, first, you're going to get 3 days of training and flight preparation. Simulation training takes place on board the White Knight II mothership. Now this thing is big. It essentially is 2 planes fused together. In the middle, it holds the Spaceship Two. According to Virgin Galactic, 81 customers, aged 22 all the way to 88 years old, took part in a centrifuge training activity which replicated G-forces that are experienced during the real flight, and 93% have so far fulfilled the training. Spaceport America. This is the world's first commercial spaceport, which is located in the desert of New Mexico. It's already built, and it has state-of-the-art, cutting-edge technology and facilities that are deemed to be the best of its kind, not ever seen before. Crew and passengers will arrive here, and this is where they will embark on their journey. Flying into space. Now, Spaceship Two will stay attached to the White Knight II mothership until an altitude of 50,000 feet is reached. At this point, there will be a moment of silence. There will be this intense anticipation, a sense of, anxiety, anxious, what's going to happen next. At this point, there's going to be a moment of silence. The passengers and crew are told to buckle up. Seats are reclined, and the Spaceship Two is detached from the mothership. At this point, 50,000 feet above the above the surface, a hybrid rocket will fire for 90 seconds. As soon as this hybrid rocket fires, you are instantly traveling 3 times the speed of sound. Once they reach 68.4 miles above the Earth's surface, they will cross the international boundary between Earth and space. At this point, passengers will experience 4 to 5 minutes of weightlessness. They will see the curvature of the Earth, the blackness of space that surrounds. And as mentioned, 4 to 5 minutes of an awe-inspiring experience that you have maybe never thought would ever be imaginable. Now the journey home. Once the ship reaches space, the wings from the ship will move into a feathered position. The design of the wings and the feathered position creates drag and it allows re-entry without the need for heavy heat shields. So you might think of, the spaceships that launch from NASA, and when they come back into the atmosphere, when they re-enter, you're like, hey, they go through intense heat, and they need heat shields to protect them. Well, this is part of the technology that was incorporated, with this Spaceship 1. Spaceship 2. Wing position allows it to slow the ship and angle it in a unique way for re-entry. Now, Spaceship 2 will re-enter and drop back down to an altitude of about 60 to 70,000 feet, at which point the wings will go back out to their regular position. It will then glide back down to the runway, and it'll take approximately 30 minutes. The entire flight is 2.5 hours. So, who has booked flights, and how do I book a flight? Well, Leonardo DiCaprio, Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, Brad Pitt, Lady Gaga, and Stephen Hawking have already booked their flights. You can book your flight through virgingalactic.com. Speaking of celebrities, generally, they have a lot of money. And they're some of the first passengers who have already booked their flights. So how much does it cost? Well, initial ticket prices are roughly $200,000 to $250,000 per ticket. Some say that prices are high now, but with success, prices may drop down in the near future. Media coverage and first flight launch. According to Virgin Galactic's website, NBC Universal announced an exclusive partnership with Sir Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin Galactic, to televise the first commercial flight to space. It will air on NBC's Today Show. Spaceship 2 is currently awaiting licensure from the FAA, and according to Stephen Attenborough, who is the company's commercial director, Virgin Galactic is, quote, very confident that the approval will come within the next few months, and they expect the first flight to take place later on this year. Spaceship 2 from Virgin Galactic is soon to put people in space. We don't have to be astronauts. We don't have to go to school. We don't have to be super smart. Now, hey, if you have the money, you can go to space. Unfortunately, it costs a cool $250,000. So, hopefully by explaining in detail how this will all transpire, in the near future we can all get a better idea of how space tourism is originating. Technology has advanced. We may not have flying cars, but we do have space travel. Thank you.